All right, so check this out. This is even worse than what I think a lot of you could have certainly imagined. But it does prove that all of these weirdos who insisted that this was a standard policy, that insisted that, well, they're going to release the money, it's only until you ship stuff, so just deliver the product, that had nothing to do with anything as far as why PayPal is holding as much money as they are in our account. First and foremost, though, I have to thank every single one of you. I'm not going to lose sight of this. This is not going to be dumbed down simply because these weirdos are weirdos. $3.5 million. Oh, excuse me, $3.25 million. Over 37,000 total purchases. That does not change, and I appreciate all of you for the support. I have to always reiterate because people think that even if though I be justified in doing it, I'll explain this a little further a little later. I am still, however, going to give you your items in the event that you used PayPal. Now, you may notice now, if you are trying to purchase something new on the website, you cannot use PayPal. That is completely halted, and I do not plan on using that in the future for Rippaverse Publishing, considering all of this and how it went down. We have other processors. Most of our other monies is not ran through PayPal. I said on maybe 30% or so of it is tied up in PayPal. The rest of it is using other processors that we've had zero problem with. The deposits have already hit our bank accounts. We are good to go there. So nothing changes as far as the order even that you get you're going to get your items. Even if you use PayPal, we're going to still honor those, even though I am not going to have access to that money. PayPal did not just swindle myself, they swindled a lot of you guys. You remember there was a period where you guys were told by PayPal, hey, if you just confirm receipt, they'll release the money regardless of hold. No, I'm not getting any of that. And this is why I say that it's gotten worse. And we're going to point out how criminal this is. Look, my lawyers are already involved, and I don't think they were ever prepared for that. Not saying PayPal doesn't have lawyers. I just know in experience, these guys expect you to just bend over and take it. And this is why they get away with so much of what they get away with. This has probably not even got the attention of the legal team with PayPal. I'm going to show you something that's going to shock you. You see, there was that one time or multiple videos that I've done on this topic, and I showed you my PayPal balance and it said I could access it, though technically I couldn't. If I tried to transfer it, I could not get the money out at all. It would go, an error message would come up even if they were saying it was available to me. But now you are seeing that almost 1.3 million, $1.285 million are tied up in PayPal and they're all on hold. But it's way worse than that. I have access to zero of it. So even those of you that confirmed your receipt, which PayPal says if you do that, vendor gets the money regardless, PayPal still hasn't. I know you wanted to use them as a processor. Hold on just a second. I don't know what happened there with my my deal just going away. But either way, I know you wanted to use them as a processor. A lot of it was for international reasons. A lot of that was tied up in the fact that, well, they have a presence. We were not using PayPal just for the sake of using PayPal. No, they had a presence. They have a presence everywhere, more so internationally. And a very significant portion of that monies is coming from people that are not in the U.S. We're looking for alternatives to that right now. You can still use the other processors, though, if you are in various areas, especially in America. But we'll look for those alternatives for you guys. Going back to this, sorry, my monitor went out there. As you see, 1.285, I have access to none of it. When I'm about to read you what they sent me, and this was after the last call that I had with them today. They, of course, reiterated this in their message center. I'm going to show you what they said, and this will prove exactly what's going on here. This is borderline criminal, or we might as well flat out call it that. All you idiots who insisted, well, they just do this all the time. It's because of the pre-sales, and then they move the post to, well, once you deliver it, you'll still get your money. It had nothing to do with any of that. They're holding that money because it benefits them, and I got the receipts right here that's going to further prove that without them really explicitly stating it. During a recent review This is what they sent to me. July LLC. During a recent review, we determined that there may be a high level of risk associated with your PayPal account and are going to apply a reserve. So it's not even a standard hold. They're calling it a reserve to your account beginning today. 7/27/2022. The reserve is money that we set aside in your PayPal account to cover losses due to chargebacks, claims, or payment reversals. If you fail to cover these expenses, the monies in the reserve still belong to you, but are not available for the period of time which they are held. Doesn't matter if you confirm the receipt. And this is the true part here, which is the hilarious part. Because of how long this is, and you'll see here in a little bit, even after I already ship you the items, I will still have not got paid for that. I will still have not gotten possession of your money because of when we're sending it going into the latter half of August, going into September. I will still have not gotten your items. An amount of $1.225 million, which is less actually than what they are actually holding, has been set aside from your current available balance and has been placed in a reserve. Your reserve will be set to retain 100% of the processed amount for each day to be held for a 60-day rolling period beginning on above date. This is where it gets fishy. Well, it was always fishy, but this is for those weirdos who just, well, it's just standard. No, it's not. Why on earth would they be holding it for 60 days if that were the case? It's almost as if they benefit from actually holding it for an extended period of time. I don't know. Maybe interest has a lot to do with it. Maybe this is how they're able to afford the loans and stuff that they give out nowadays because of the money that they're going to collect, which is not part of that 100% that they're going to give me. 60 days. And not just that. For example, 100% of the total transactions you receive will be held at the end of the first day and will be released on day 61. Then 100% of your payments will be held on the end of the second day and will be released on day 62. So basically, it's a waterfall kind of event. And it looks like they're going to start on the 11th when it first popped off. And then I'll finally get that money in 60 days and then they'll kind of trickle down. So it could be on the upward of, though we already stopped 3 months till I actually got a hold of your money, even though we already had sent you out your products. I will be completely justified if I say, you know what? If you pay with PayPal, I'm not sending you the items because I'm not getting paid. But I'm not like that. This is too much riding on this. You're getting your items regardless in the order upon which you received it. I don't need another processor, and I know I can't avoid it. There'll still be people in the comment section. Use parallel account. No, I don't need another processor. We already have that taken care of. It's more of the international presence that PayPal has that makes it convenient and easy for those international people. If that processor can't offer me the same thing, it's useless to me because I don't need another American processor. We have those. And we've been getting our money. It's not been a problem. What it sounds like, and my team's already looking into those alternatives to suffice for the international people, and I'm probably going to take a hit there, whatever, we're probably going to have to get more additional processors for you people that are international that has those issues because we want to have you as customers if we can. We'll cross that bridge when we need to cross that bridge. However, right now you cannot pay with PayPal in the future, though you'll get your items if you pay for it in the past. I told y'all this was nonsense from the get-go, and my lawyers are already on it, and we'll handle it as such. They're going to come up off that money, best believe that. But this is to show what kind of company it is that we're dealing with. They didn't just swindle me, they swindled y'all. You can confirm the receipt right now, and PayPal will still keep your money. The merchant or the seller rather will not get it. I will not get it. Even after I deliver you your items, they're saying 60 days from now. So what's that? Going into the end of September, I will first start getting those payments. I will have already sent items out by then. Already sent them. And I will not have gotten paid. But leave it to these weirdos who don't like me so much out of spite that they will, like they do with the big dogs in comics, they will protect this mega corporation. Well, PayPal has been scammed before. They're just doing this as what they got to do with me? I ain't scammed anybody in my life. I don't have any criminal records in doing such. This ain't my first business. Ain't even the first time Jelani Ripper operated on this, like on PayPal. Not had any problems. No customers that, had problems or issues getting items or merch or anything. We got all that stuff to them. No problems. PayPal has everything they need to prove that this is not a scam or there's no fraud going on. I've sent them the book. I've sent them the invoices from my suppliers, from the printers, all of that. Sold in the back end of the website, everything. They know what the website is. They've seen it. They've talked to me about it. I've talked to PayPal themselves, and the person is reading back what we have on the website. There is no issue. This was never issue of pre-sales. That had nothing to do with any of that. The reason why they are holding the money is because of an arbitrary rule that they are now enforcing. It's not even a hold. It's a reserve now at this point. So you can't even fall back on they'll release it after 21 days after pre-sales, or you just deliver it and you'll get your money. No, they've explicitly stated that they're not going to give me the money regardless if I ship it to you. It's not a standard policy. It's not concrete. It's not universal. We know for a fact that many other companies use PayPal and they get their money on a dot, period. They can get it, withdraw, whatever they need to do. It's just not me. I'm not awarded such luxury, even though there's no evidence. And it's on them to prove that it is a scam. I showed you the receipts. This is not. They got everything from a warehouse. They know where it's at. They got all of that information. There's no scamming going on, no fraud. They cannot fall back on that. It's just an arbitrarily enforced rule that they pulled out of the crack of their behind. This reserve thing came out of nowhere. So this is where we're at. It's all good. Like, we're going to still do what we got to do, and we're going to get that money regardless. This is about the transparency, and I want you guys to understand. And I don't want this to deter you guys who are small business owners that want to get in any sort of space. I recommend that you don't use PayPal. You got to figure out some alternative for your international people, but I recommend that you don't use them. But don't let that deter you. Like, this is why we are so transparent. I want people to see this. It ain't just me getting swindled. You can even confirm your receipt, and they still will not give me the money. I ain't the only one getting swindled here. PayPal is holding the money, and we know why they holding the money, though they won't state it. We know that they're getting interest off of that almost $3 million that they have that I can simply not access. Be in trouble if I needed that money to pay for other products or something. I'd be in trouble, but I'm not because, well, number one, most of our money didn't go through them anyway, but I'd already paid for the item, so we're good to go. PayPal's got your money, and they got away with the loot, and they still talking sideways. I think more so they just expected me to not have to get the folks involved. Legal team, like I said, of PayPal probably hasn't even seen it, but they certainly will now. You best believe that. Best believe that. Either way, I appreciate you guys' support. They are not going to stop us, and I appreciate everybody who has rallied behind this company as we try to make our mark in this industry. Thank you guys so much.